this is actually kind of a cool new feature that I can do now. So that means I can do playthroughs and I can show you guys walkthroughs on how to do different things in the game. Like I can do it now, see how stuff looks. This is the music in the game. Hey, look at that! 30-second Imperial Invasion event. That's pretty darn good. But yeah, as you guys can see, all that is going pretty well. I can turn that down. We can, restart the game. I can teach you guys how to do cool things like, let's say that, in the game we want to change our arc hull. We have all these different kinds of arcs, like I showed you on my previous videos, and they all have different perks. But here's the thing. You don't want enemies to know what arc that you have. So that, if we go over to arc coding, and we hit remove, right now, it shows that I have the Lucifer arc hull activated. Or it shows that I have Dawn activated. And we don't want people to know that, because we want to take people by surprise. So we activate the infamous Cosmos. And now, you can't tell what arc I choose. And that means, 360 gold? I'll take it. Delicious. But yeah, so now, I can switch to any arc that I so wish, like Ares. And you can't do anything. Like, nobody can see it. Which is amazing, because that means, but yeah, so I think that's actually really kind of cool that that I can do walkthroughs, and I can tell you guys different parts of the game if you guys have questions. I've been playing this game for like 6 years now. Man, 6 years in a phone game. That is unparalleled. That's insane. You don't catch many people playing a game that long. I've been with this game ever since... Oh, gee. Like, if I remember right, the Chimera was the highest tier soldier for the longest time when I started the game. And now we have unholy beasts like the Ethereals. And just this ginormous beast of just raw power. And this is tier 12, tier 12, tier 12, tier 12, tier 12. It's insane how far this game has gone. And yeah, so I just think it's really, really cool that, I can do walkthroughs. And if you guys ever want to reach out to the developers, you can hit the options button, you can hit contact us, and it can show you what our last conversation was. They gave me a good insight on how the event works, and that allowed me to get the Cosmos. And I appreciate that. These guys are awesome. They're very, very nice. And yeah, it's just great. I absolutely love, love being able to contact support, and they can help me out with whatever issue I have. And but yeah, so there's a whole bunch of different things I can teach you guys to do in the game. And it's really, really fun. And, for me, I just like to be silly. So I always put, just because I like to be dumb. Sexy little dumpling. Dumpling power. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. So yeah, sexy little dumpling. So now everybody can know where I am. I'm the sexiest little dumpling ever. I don't know. It's a running joke I have with like some of my friends on different games, because I just pop up random little points where I am just to have fun, and it's actually really fun. A lot of my friends have joined in on it, so it's stupid, it's silly, it's completely not needed, but it's fun little things like that that make the game fun because you can have enjoyment and just do doofy stuff like the one of my guild mates is doing $1 gold bounties, which is pretty much worthless, but it's funny. And it makes people laugh, and we can do silly little things throughout the game. And yeah, we can find targets. There's people who check up on me after my surgery, and it's really, really nice. My surgery is coming up on May 27th, which is about a month and a half away from here. Let's see, March to April, April to May. So that's about 2 months away. But that gives the oil extra time to work, gives my eye extra time to heal up, and but yeah, and my friend Tarek, a real sweet guy, very nice guy. I really appreciated having him as my friend, and I told him, my stuff. God's taking care of me. I have really good friends. I have the best resources available for my vision, and it's really nice being able to to tell people how I'm doing, and it's nice that people care. And in games like these, you can sometimes form a really close friendship with people, and it's just a special and beautiful thing. So yeah, I can do walkthroughs. I can show you guys how different things work. Let's say we want to smash this guy. They have a really big Dragon Slayer who's probably going to smash me. Yep, she smashed me. So for me, my Rogers should probably do the trick. As you can see, with his high defense, he's actually doing a considerable amount of damage, because his passive ability is absolute defense, and that makes it so that way he can ignore just a unholy amount of punishment. And because this is an extremely high health point build, the Terror Space ability for the Origin, which is what we are fighting with, makes it so that way these guys do a considerable amount of damage percentage because of the Terror Space. So even if the enemy doesn't, get even if the enemy dodges, absorbs my attack, the Terror Space automatically breaks through anything else and kills their stuff. And as you can see, my character's defensive stance is 33%. So within 3 moves, my character has rendered himself completely invincible. And as you can see, I wrecked her, and we have most of our ships completely untouched. And because of Roger's unholy ability to just outlast anyone, this makes it so that the Origin not only is phenomenal for his defense build, but it allows him, just crazy attack, because all he has to do is hit you, and the Terror Space will do the rest. And there you go. I defeated multiple enemies much larger than me because of Rogers, and that is an amazing and beautiful thing. Now, this is going to be simple and easy because this guy's really tiny. Get rid of that, get rid of that. But it's kind of fun being able to see, wow, you actually killed some of the stuff. Wow. And then, as you guys can see, this person is huge. They killed all my stuff. But then, we can see that my character activated a level 1 defensive stance. So he still gets hurt, but we have defensive stance number 2, which means we, block 66% damage. Now we block 99% damage. So now they are doing minute damage against me. And as you can see, I am cutting through their defenses. And even their Terror Space cannot hit me, because their Terror Space can only do so much. And because of this, that means I can do considerable amounts of damage to their ship, and they can't hurt me. So it is amazing and imperative that you guys build a really strong commander. And we can search up what my character has. Level 28 absolute defense. So right now, I am my defense is increases by 5600. That's 580% defense, which means I can I can tank incredible hits from high damage commanders like Vega. And as you can see, I have the Awakening Airship maxed, and maxed. The Tyrant Cometh allows me to increase my attack by 240% every time that is activated. And then the defensive stance has a stupid amount of being able to activate, which means I can block. Oh, I guess it's 30%. My apologies, guys, not 33%. But yeah, within 3 hits, I mean 3 charges of this ability, I am pretty much negating almost all the damage to my commander. And with this plugin, this AI, it means all allied troops in the front row gain a shield, which can absorb damage equal to 17% of the target's max HP for 1 round. Now, sadly, this one doesn't activate doesn't activate at the start of the battle. It has to charge through multiple hits to activate its ability, but once that happens, that gives Rogers a little bit of a extra defense in case someone tries to remove his defense buffs. There are commanders out there that does that, so the AI1 protects Rogers in case his abilities are stripped. And as you guys can see, for I guess Dragon Slayer's stuff got changed out. Okay, well anyway, as you guys can see, Rogers has 1082.9% total health points, and that means he can actually tank hits just by health points alone. And his defense is 425%, which is not exactly as good, but it's still phenomenal. And with his, with his abilities, the Cephas Majesty, that gives critical weather 30%, which means I can take away 30% of a person's critical damage that they do to me. So let's say critical damage is, like 1 million. I can take away 300,000 of that critical damage that could be done to my soldiers, allowing me an upper hand. And when the 5 sets, this will allow me to increase defense. So this is 20% increase, and this will be my defense also being boosted. So, sorry, my apologies, wrong one. Target's defense of this attack will decrease by 100%, which means that will make it so other commanders that have a lot of defense will suffer defense loss because of this. And they will also not be able to recover health points. So if I go against people like Orochi, who can, use their abilities to recover health points, this means I can negate their ability to do that. And then the power of Scorpio is health points, which is what I need for my commander. So that means he has 30% on top of everything else that he has to make him even more annoying to kill. And then this attack will hit, which is what is needed for the origin, for the Terra Space ability. And that means that my attack, every time this is triggered, will increase by 60%. So as you guys can see, I have a phenomenal... Oh. Hold on a second, guys. My apologies. Override. Oh, weird. Okay. I feel kind of stupid. Total defense is 600%. That's much better. And even though total health points went down about 40, it's really not that bad. So this is actually really, really nice. And this makes it so that way my commanders are, doing phenomenal. And, and I'm trying to get a third ability. Light of Gemini. No, sorry. My apologies, guys. That's, Vega. I'm supposed to have Scorpio. And I want to get Light of Gemini as well, which will allow, my airships to do more damage. Because, this is a 20% chance to trigger, and that means that will allow my origin, which are damage dealing by health point percentage, to do their damage. And if you guys take a look at the airships, the origin, after hitting the current target, inflicts additional damage on the targets equal to 20% of the initiator's current HP, which means if you don't have Roger's ability completely blocking all damage, that means I can, with my insane health point build, I can do just a astronomical amount of damage even after I hit the enemy. And let me tell you, when you can clear a slot based on your health point build, and your initial attack doesn't do the damage, that secondary damage being done can just absolutely wreck the enemy, just devastate their forces after that initial hit. So it's actually really, really cool, the stuff that you can do in the game. And and then for Vega, what I usually like to do is, a lot of people don't like to use him with a shockwave, but shockwave has a 60% chance to trigger before next action. If it hits a target, this deals 14% of the attack damage to all enemy targets. But my character has Breakdown, which will disregard 120% defense buffs of enemy commanders. Now, if you have Rogers going against Vega, and Rogers manages to get himself defended up quickly, Vega is going to be completely worthless against him, even if he can go against the defense buffs, because all my stuff is built around defense and health points for Rogers. But as you guys can see, I'm slowly working this up, and that means my shockwave damage is going to be unparalleled when it comes to this, because I don't have to worry about getting gear for penetration, which ignores defense buffs and health points, because my Vega automatically already does 120%. So I can focus completely on attack and just make my commander a one slot busting mean person. And that is awesome, because that allows me to, use the best quality of Dragon Slayer, who has, level 60 shockwave. And this is an insane amount of damage that you can do. But unfortunately, because she doesn't have that, breakdown, that makes it so that way she can't do her stuff. She can't process and she can't, ignore those defense buffs. So her shockwave is only going to do so much. So I figured, why not merge the two together, even though the shockwave will only be half as good as Dragon Slayer's, because your fourth ability can only go to level 30. It'll still do astronomical amounts of damage because of the offset of attack. Because these ones are only maybe doing 200% at best right now. And this is damage reduction, and you don't really have too many things going for attack. And if we override this, update it, as you can see, her attack is only 479%. And you don't really have very much going for her when it comes to attack. So, for Vega, on the other hand, his attack is 999.3%. And the airship attack on top of that is 86.7%. So that means my Vega, even though he doesn't have as good of a shockwave, can still do astronomical amounts of damage because of the attack. And once I get a chance to upgrade shockwave more, this will allow me to be able to make Vega much stronger with that shockwave ability, because every time I upgrade one of these pieces of equipment, which is, already doing much more. Hold on a second. Yeah, so If I really wanted to, I could put penetration on these, but it's kind of stupid. But yeah, but then you also have this, which is attack bonus 200%. And you know, this one does attack 100%. All these are built around health points. Oop. And then we got attack, attack, and attack, and attack. That's all those put together is almost is over 100% attack. And then we have attack and attack and attack, which is almost another 100% there. So when you have all these things shoved together, and then you also have Pioneer, which means all our troops gain 1 AI mark at the beginning of the battle. Each mark increases attack damage by 9.9%. After taking action, 2 marks will be consumed. Immediately receive 6 marks when the battle begins, which means my Vega will have just an incredible amount of damage. And that means for good builds like my commander, I can actually do this. You guys see this? You know, they lost 96,000 Eye of Greed. As you can see, they got the first hit. But the second hit, I was able to do a lot of damage. As you guys can see, Shockwave comes in and comes in clutch. So that means the Shockwave can save you a lot of trouble. And as you guys can see, I actually won this battle. Now, this is what I have right here. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. There we go. And this is what the other guy had. Not as good, surprisingly. But as you guys can see, they are using their advanced stuff. And they missed, which for me, I can just do that and clear them all in one shot. And my heroic charge activates, allowing me to have a lot of damage. And as you guys can see, they cleared my slot, sadly. So for me, I can use La Gemini, and these ships, the Ether Djinn, has a very high attack speed. And as you guys can see, I activated my Shockwave, which allowed me to kill that enemy really easily. And as you guys can see, I wasn't able to kill her one hit. So my Terror Space for my Rogers with the health point build allows me to kill her stuff. Because these things are really hard to kill. And I'm hitting her with many times more than my ships. So even though she's trying to attack me, she doesn't have the defense to go against my stuff. And she's doing everything she can to hurt my ships. But for me, I can, you know, keep leveling up my defense and keep making my ships meaner and meaner. So even though she's doing everything that she can to attack me, my attacks are absolutely gutting her. So that means I cut her down. And as you guys can see, she has... Wow, look at that. That is interesting. I do wonder what kind of soldier that is, because apparently those can tank the initial damage pretty well. But yeah, this really isn't that much. But yeah, as you guys can see all the different stuff that people use. You can see all different kind of stuff that people try to go for. This king, however, was a nasty bugger. Yeah, and he's awakened, that's why. So, as you guys can see, he can actually dish out a lot of damage because... I don't exactly remember what these guys are, because remember, I'm an airship-based person, but you guys can see my equipment setups. And as you guys can see, you can change your awakening airship, your awakening commander ability, and 600% is as big as you can get. And I have 2 commanders maxed awakened, and the total critical is what saved me. You know, depending on what commander you are going against, critical wither or defense buff 600% for Rogers can make him just absolutely horrible to deal with. So if you know how to awaken your commander's abilities and make them already more annoying to deal with, that's amazing. So as you can see, we're at 600% critical wither. And then for Vega, He's at dodge, and we don't really want dodge. We want defense, because that'll allow him to do more damage. And because we did defense, that means he's going to be able to tank 600% more defense than what he can currently do right now. So, you know, you can switch that anytime you want, and you can also auto-awaken. And, you know, this will tell you everything that you need to see in the game. S-class commanders can use materials to become awakened. Awakening commanders has increased awakened skill with a random attribute and lasts for 24 hours. To awaken or auto-awaken a hero, the hero should be idle. Whenever you acquire any duplicate S-class commanders, they will automatically turn into awakened materials. Whenever awakened commanders are awakened again, they will receive random attributes, not excluding previously had ones. Their values will increase and will reset the duration 24 hours. When the awaken expires, next time again, it will keep 80% of the last attributes. But for me, because I have it on auto awaken, I'm always at a perpetual 600%. And until you guys get to the level that I am at, it's going to be very difficult to keep your commanders upgraded. And you know, it's actually phenomenal. Let's see. Ha ha ha. Period. I would love to see you try. Whoops. I guess not. I guess I can't do that. I'm almost 100 at 20k. Ha! Eat that. So yeah, so I might do a little bit of grinding just to, yeah, you know, it's easy. But you know, if I really wanted to, I could be able to purchase a stupid amount of that was 18. That is 1,800 magazines I can get. But I really want this so I can upgrade Dragon Slayer some more. Because even though Dragon Slayer isn't really a main commander of mine, she still does a decent job at one slot bus. So if I really want to, I can swap her out for someone else. But I think I'm going to be moving over for Sister Wolf, because Sister Wolf will allow me to use lower tier if I remember right, lower tier stuff, soldiers, because her ability is Quick Draw. 100% chance to trigger when attacking, deal damage to the target directly. The amount of the damage is equal to 21% of the total HP, or of the lost HP of target. It is certain to hit. The damage is not affected by damage reduction effects. So she's going to be frustrating to deal with if you have a Rogers or defense commander, because this one's built around yeah, and then deadly impact is 100% chance to trigger before the action. Damage of this attack will increase by 46% and will be increased by an additional 100% dealt to targets above 60% health points. So that means at level 60, this is going to be 120%. And I want to get her upgraded, because I can use abilities on her that will allow her to do passive damage as well, and assure that she's going to be able to hit. So she will be a great commander to really damage high defense commanders. And, you know, even using tier 1 or tier 2 walkers, you can still do a unholy amount of damage. And as you guys can see, I can get Gaias. And, they're basic soldiers. They're decent enough. But, I can do Wings of Eternity. Because the Gaia can use infantry abilities. So tier 9 and tier 10, as you guys can see. Sorry. So these okay, sorry. Yeah, so tier 10 can use airship and walker abilities. And tier 11 can use airship and infantry abilities. And these ships are amazing with Wings of Eternity, because you can just piss off the enemy constantly, because you can hit them multiple times as long as Wings of Eternity triggers. But for me, I'm going to be using the Gaia, because Wings of Eternity on Sister Wolf will allow this beautiful creature to do just stupid amounts of damage. Hey Chef A, try this. This is interesting. Let's see what they have for me to look at. 341, 342. Yeah, so one of the things I love about this game's chat system is that you guys can see it tells you every second. It tells you the date, tells you the year, month, and day, hour, minute, and second. And that is what I win. No, he actually still did do a considerable amount of damage. If I remember right, the curse means that he can still do a lot of damage to me. Hold on a second. Let me redo this. There we go. Do that. Make sure that's defense. And confirm. Okay. I'm always going to win. But yeah. Yeah, so as you guys can see, I fared much better on this attack than I did the other one, because I had to upgrade that. But as you guys can see, we can take a look at it. So her curse, if she hits me, will do additional amount of damage. So that will still hurt me a bit. And as you can see, her dodge will make it so it's harder for me to hit her. So I'm going to have to cycle through my abilities to try to be able to hit her. My power Scorpio pretty much took out a solid chunk of her damage. But of course, she can also heal up. So this is more of a way to really chew down enemies. Even if you yourself lose a considerable amount of soldiers, you're going to cut them down eventually, because you can immunize yourself against any damage they try. So now all of her abilities are negated because of my damage. Even with her, level 9 bot. I have level 34 bot, which will also take a lot of the damage from my ships. So, I have shields on my ship, on my ships, the front row. But yeah, so she's going to try to do more damage to me. So I have to, use the strong shield, and that will take away all that damage. And because I have a ludicrous amount of health points, you guys will be able to see that that strong shield can just tank hit after hit after hit, despite being constantly hit, because I have such a high health point build. Health points can so easily be taken away from you, but if you have abilities and equipment built to boost the health points and the effectiveness and defense based off of health points, you can turn yourself into an impenetrable wall of just amazing damage. So that is why all my abilities are centered around their, abilities, and it's phenomenal. Like, my damage is based off of the health points of my ships, and my strong shield is based around the health points of my ships, and the damage of my ships is based off the health points of my ships. And then I have 2 abilities that increase the attacks every time, the attacks of all my ships every time they are triggered. So as you guys can see, I am cutting her down to size real good. And even though she's trying to heal up, she's only going to be able to do that so many times because she is attacking me. But I keep cutting down her offense because she's, because I am completely immune. I have thousands of percentages of defense right now. Now, these will always reset after the round is over, but that means it will give me more opportunity to piss off the enemy. And I just activated the strong shield once again. And as you guys can see, she is left helpless because I am cutting down her attack. And even though she has amazing troops, and more than I do, you guys can see that I lost so much less than what she did. And as you guys can see, I cut her down by at least 20%. And as you guys can see, she's trying to attack me, and that's not working at all. And this is fantastic. So what we are going to do is just go ahead and just do that, and there we go, I cut her down. And as you guys can see, it's a new effect. Ha ha ha. Thanks, bro. My Rogers is phenomenal. Currently, I am recording a video to showcase how a glorious setup set up for Rogers can be extremely effective. So, thank you for But yeah, so as you can see, this is what he is running. And this is his abilities. And he's going for dodge. That, dodge commanders are super annoying for commanders like Rogers. Which is why it is essential that he has 2 abilities that allow him to hit. Which is why I'm trying to get him a 3rd skill set, which will give him Light of Gemini. Because currently, this one, she has a lot of penetration. An insane amount of penetration, and that will make it a lot more difficult for my poor Rogers. So my dear friend, BB Hunter, BB Banter, was able to help us showcase how a commander based, off of attack and dodge can still be beaten by a block of armor that just can't be, obliterated because of his, constantly renewing defensive abilities as well as redundancy in his defense and health points buffs. So yeah, so you guys can see how all these little things pop up. Where did my little recorder go? Oh, here we are. Now this is a 38-minute video, but I figured, it would be fun to show you guys, little walkthroughs of how different things in the game works. Now this isn't exactly really a crash course, it's more of a me explaining what's going on. But yeah, so I just figured this would be kind of fun to, show off. And I'm very happy that my friend, sees my stuff as an awesome setup. It's really fun being able to do that. We should try again when I get full penetration. Need to push gear to... I need to get Rogers upgraded. He still isn't at his Imagine how annoying he's going to be at level 60s. But yeah, so as you guys can see, the biggest contributor to Roger's ability to tank damage is the absolute defense, because this is passive. This is a constantly active ability for anything that I can run into that will make Roger's ability to tank damage just astronomical. Exactly. Now for my poor Dragonstone, she doesn't have 100%, penetration. It's only 67.2%. And then we can increase that. We can increase that to 7.2%. There's supposed to be a third ability, infantry hero penetration, so that'd be 77%, and then arc hole, so 77%, and then the dawn, so 77, and we hit 15%. That is 100% penetration, over 100% penetration. And as you guys can see, let's see what my friend says. He's using a different kind of commanders. And as you can see, Baby Hunter, just I keep calling him Baby Hunter, but yeah, I mean, and just right. But yeah, so it all just sort of depends on what what you want to do. But just remember, guys, airships are great against walkers. Walkers are great against infantry, and infantry are great against airships. I don't know why, because airships should be pretty much unstoppable, but yeah, airships have the most attack, and they do a phenomenal job at, just tanking hits, and they're great at attacking everything. So technically they are, quote, the best kind of soldier in the game. But walkers are built more kind of a rounded, so it's kind of like the jack of all trades, and you can customize that accordingly. And those ones will do the front row of damage. But, that will still do a lot of damage, which is fantastic. And then the infantry, or it's just a 2-slot. It's the column that it attacks with their awakening. So really, for infantry, they need attack, and they need accuracy, and they need dodge, because they have way more dodge than the other two people have. Airships are built around defense, attack, and being able to be, just annoying to deal with, while infantry are more for the accuracy and dodge and small attack. They just have to not get hit by an airship or else they're dead. And then the walkers, like I said, are just kind of the more jack of all trades, master of none, so to speak. But yeah, so I do hope that you guys enjoyed the video. This is a 43 freaking minute video, but let's see. Ooh. Before we go, let's try this. His elf is amazing. So for me, I only lost 393, and I wrecked. I wrecked her. She has, pretty decent equipment, better than mine. But as you guys can see, we can take a look at how this works. Now, her Ether de Jin, their ability when they attack you is that they will have a shield, which you'll be able to, tank a hit on their airships. But for me, But for me, I'm built around health points, and I already have multiple redundancies built into my own defense. So even though she's using stuff that has much higher attack but less health points, that means, even if I hit her and I don't do initial damage, my airship's terror space will still cut through her like a hot knife. And as you guys can see, my power Scorpio goes in, and I clear that entire slot. I do that again, and I cut her down to 133 from what was like previously like 1300. So my Rogers can land horrifying hits against the enemy, and I only lost maybe a couple hundred, and that is phenomenal. And she just launched a huge attack on me. She activated like 6 abilities on that one. So even though I'm missing, I'm still making myself impossible to hurt. So even though I'm missing most of the time, her damages are doing nothing to me because I am constantly recycling and reactivating abilities. And as you can see, I just cut her down to size. So, these ships on the back are the newest addition. These are the Ethereum's ships. But, these guys can't do anything because, they can't hurt me, which is really, really funny. So my power Scorpio does that, and I cut her down by almost like 60 to 70%. So even though these battles can sometimes go a long time, if you, put stuff right, you can just wreck the enemy. And there we go. The Cephas Majesty, as well as my other abilities, Power Scorpio, did phenomenal damage. And I completely cleared the board. And I lost, only 393. Okay. I have maxed out my you guys can actually look at, what you can do. Now, I don't really need accuracy up too much, even though it does help. But, for me, I focus on the health points first, because that will make my Rogers even more annoying to deal with. So on top of his already insanely tanky build, 120%. And then, we have decent dodge. It's meh at best, but it works. You see, my defense is up 24%. So that already makes it so that way I can tank even better hits. And then with the hyperspace airship, this makes all attributes of the advanced airship by 40%. And these guys are advanced airships. Yeah, so for me, I have advanced airship the Origin. So I'm currently at 40%, all attributes increased. So we are talking about thousands and thousands of percents of my health points and defense just being I wish But yeah, so as you guys can see, if you work really hard on your stuff, you can really just get some nasty, nasty combinations out there. And yeah, so as it is, you can still blow away, people's expectations originally of what you had, and it's amazing, people weren't expecting my commander to be that good, but when you focus so much on your stuff and you know what to get. Now, mind you, please understand, guys. There's two people that have helped me out immensely. Sir Owlington is a veteran at the game. He's been playing this game for almost as long as I have, and he pays attention to the stats, and he has helped me to know what to pick. And Mr. Hawaiian is also a veteran of the game, has actually played it longer than me, and these two individuals helped me turn into the strong ship I am today, 6 years later. Isn't that insane, guys? 6 years of playing this... Sorry, 5 years of playing this game, guys. And, no one has helped me more than Hawaiian and Owl. These guys have been, like, unimaginably valuable in my growth. And they have been just really, really kind, and... Holy balls. You have a... But yeah, so as you guys can see, if you guys, put your stuff up right, even a small, tiny commander can still do astronomical damage to the enemy. Vega, he's not the biggest dude. He's the biggest commander I have, but there's commanders who are like 1.4 million leadership, twice his size. But if you have your stuff set up correctly, you can still do lots amount of damage. And a small commander like Rogers, who's like 1/4 the size of Vega, if you have his stuff right and you make sure your stuff triggers right, you can hold back a massive line of enemies. So for me, guys,
don't stop asking, my friend.
Oh, trust me, I'm going to be asking a lot of things, because you're helping me get my stuff out researched. But yeah, so as you guys can see, these superior airships, 90,000 hyperspace. It'll take a person years to get all that stuff. And on top of that, hyperspace airship is going to take close to like hundreds of thousands of these already, and by the time I finally get enough to unlock one of these, they're probably going to have tier 13. So I'm always going to be behind the 8-ball, just behind the growth curve, just because I don't spend too much money on this game, because I can't. There's other people out there who spend thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and I can't spend that much. So I have to, But yeah, so, it's just, games like these take time and effort and dedication. You have to work at this. But if you guys take your time on a game like this, through hard work, through dedication, through teamwork with wonderful people like my friends over here, you can turn yourself into a very big and strong person in the guild. And even if you're small, you can sprout yourself up to be a decent ship pretty darn quick. Especially if you prove to be a valuable asset to the team and not just some leech. But yeah, so just, you always want to, aid your friends when you can. You always want to see, the best way you can, help people out. And, you can see the different stats. But yeah, anyway, so I just hope that, you guys enjoyed this this almost hour-long video. And, hopefully this, guys, will give you some insight to what I like to do in my free time. This is a fun game. I always like to check it out. It's fun to test out new things, and I'm very happy that people find my builds good. I'm very proud of Rogers in particular. He does a great job, and Rogers is probably my favorite commander just by how much he can just tank damage. And, like I said, because of the terror space, he can also give damage too. But anyway, yeah, so you guys stay awesome. It's been a pleasure to have you guys watching this 55-minute video, and I hope you guys stay awesome. And yeah, this has been Sabin Dimitrov, aka Adins for the Astrowolf, and I will see you guys on the next video. Stay awesome, guys. Boop. I meant boop and boop.